One person I want to ask you about before we start to wind it down, who talked about his legacy in WCW with a lot of disappointment, obviously, was Bret Hart.
Mm.
And I'm curious what your experiences with Bret were over the years, but really in WCW.
Bro, I think it's clear to anybody when you watch when I went over to WCW, I tried to do the right thing with Bret.
Mhm.
I tried to correct all the wrongs because I knew how great he was. I knew he was a Canadian hero. I looked up to him. And I think if you go back and look, anybody can see that one of the first things I tried to do was get Bret Hart in the position that he needed to be. And he wound up becoming the champion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, bro, when he got concussed, it was game over. But anybody can go back and see what I did with Bret before he got hurt. And I 1000% made an effort to get him back in the right light.
Yeah. No, and I think it showed, but at the same time, just with everything that happened with his career, I mean, it's a shame how
Yeah.
it worked out.
And bro, again, Bret again, bro, Bret, Bret is bitter. A lot of people will say I'm bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm just telling you the truth. Me working in the wrestling business was not a good experience. It's got nothing to do with me being bitter. It was not a good experience. I've had good jobs and I've had bad jobs.
Right.
In the wrestling business, it was not a good experience. But, Bret has, said bad things about me in interviews. And you know what I say when you ask me about Bret, bro? Here's what I say, bro. When Bret talks about being a Canadian hero,
Hmm.
bro, that's how I looked at Bret.
Yeah.
I looked at Bret as a legitimate hero. And I always, always, always looked up to Bret and have never said one unkind thing about him. I don't care what he says about me in a billion interviews. I don't have one negative thing to say about Bret Hart.
Rewind, recap, relive. For over 50 episodes, the revolutionary force in wrestling interview.